Hello everyone. In this video, we will see how to develop a website using the WordPress. Now, using the WordPress, there are basically 10 steps are there in which we can develop a website. And all the 10 steps are listed here, as you can see. We will see one by one and we will develop the website. Now, basically, website can be launched in two modes. The first one is a free version and another one is a paid version. For the free version, there are some websites are there which provides an opportunity to launch your free website, and one of them is 000 web host. Now the first thing is that you have to go to that website and here you have to sign in. Now you can sign in using either your Facebook or using the Gmail. I'm going to use the Gmail ID. Now once you sign in, this is the page you will get it. Now here, all you have to do is that you have to select this. It's not my first video. Take me to the panel. Click on that one, and here it will ask you to give the website name, which is optional. Some name, and I'll give the password also. And submit. Now, if the name which you have opted, if it is already taken, in that case it will give you an error. In case if nobody has taken this particular name, in that case a website with the name you mentioned will be created. As you can see, a message has appearing here. Website has been created. The next is you have to install the WordPress. So select WordPress, and here you have to create an admin password. And please remember this admin password because this is the password which we will be using it. Now, depending upon your internet speed, it will take time to configure. Now the WordPress is getting installed. Now the software is ready for the configuration. Now all you have to do is that you have to go to the configuration page. Now Just remember, this is the page where you're supposed to log into your website next time. So it's better that you just bookmark it. As you can see, the word WordPress-snp.000webhost.com. The website has been, this is the website name, and for the login we have wp-login.php. So this is the page where you're supposed to log in case if you want to update your website next time. Now here you have to use the email ID and the password which you created, the admin password. And then login. Now this is called as a dashboard. From here onwards, we will use this dashboard for creating the web pages, creating the menus, sub menus, and in case if we need any plugins to be installed, in those cases we will be using this dashboard. Now, if you look at these steps, we have done with the sign in with the Gmail. WordPress installation is done. Configuration is also done. Now the next step 4 is the installing the plugins. Now we don't want to write any code for the development of website, so we want to use the plugins which allow us to develop or design the web page in a graphical way. So we need 2 plugins. The first one is Elementor, which is used to design the web page, and second one is the lightweight sidebar manager, which will be used to create the sidebars. Now I will install these 2 plugins. Go to the plugin and click here, add new. If you just scroll down, as you can see, there are many plugins are already available here. Here you can search the Elementor. Sorry. Now here I'm going to install this one, Elementor Website Builder, developed by Elementor.com. You have to click on this one, install now. Now the plugin is getting installed. Once it is installed, you have to activate it. Then only you can use it. Now it is installed. Now I have to activate it. Now the activation is also done. Now again, I need one more plugin. As you can see in the step 4, I needed 2 plugins. One is the Elementor, second one is the lightweight sidebar manager, and that too developed by the Brainstorm. So I'm going to search for that one now. Again, go to plugin, add new. Here in the search box, you can search for that one. Here, lightweight sidebar manager developed by Brainstorm Force. Install. Now once it is installed, you have to activate it. Now both the plugins have been installed. So up to step 4 is done. The next one is step 5, where we will select the theme of our website. Depending upon the requirement or depending upon the nature of the website, you have to select the theme. So go to the appearance, select themes. And in the theme, 4 themes have already been installed. If you want any one of these, you can select. Suppose if you are not satisfied with these designs, then click on add new theme. Now here you will get plenty of designs available here. You have to select one of them, whichever is suitable for you. For time being, I'll select this one, Bravada. So you have to install it. And once it is installed, you have to activate it. And suppose if you want to see the web theme, how it looks like, in that case, before installing also, you can see a preview. As you can see here, the preview button is there. In every theme, you will see that install button will be there and the preview button will be there. And if you want to know how it looks like, you just have to click on preview button and then you will get an idea about how the web page look like. And once you're convinced with the theme and its design, you can select install and then activate it. So till now we have completed the up to step 5. The next one is to create the pages. Now before creating any pages, you should have an idea about how your website should look like. What are the pages and what are its hierarchy and all those things. So I suggest that first you design your web page on the paper and think about which is the main menu, which is the sub menu, and which is the sub page and all those designing part and how the page should look like. If you have an idea about how the web pages is designed, that will be better. So step 6 is all about creating the pages. Now in the dashboard, if you click on pages, there are two options are there. One is the all page and second one is the new page. Now if you want to see how your web page is looking like, so in that case, at the top, if you just move the cursor on the WordPress -SNP, you will see that second option is visit website. So just right click, open in a new tab. So this is the web page which is already created. As you can see, home button and sample page is already there. So this is a web page, how it looks like. Now I want to change the pages. So instead of sample pages, I want to add more and more pages. For example, let's say I want to have one page with the about me, and then the second tab I want education, in which I'll have I'll enter my education details, like where I've done the schooling, where I've done the master's degree, bachelor's degree and all those things. One more tab I would like to have regarding my life, and in that one I would like to mention about what are my hobbies, what are my skills and all those things, and contact button, contact page also I want to have it. So if you have an idea about how to develop the web page, if you have an idea about how your web page is looking, it should look like in advance, even before you create the pages, that will be better. Now, in the meantime, suppose if you are if you want to continue work some other time, in that case, you can log out. For logout, here in the dashboard, if you go to the left or right corner, you will see that option, logout option is there. Just click on that logout button and you will be coming out. Now this is the page where, suppose if you want to keep on updating the website, in that case, this is the page where you're supposed to come. As you can see here, the WordPress -SNP, that is the website, your website name, .000webhost.com, and then WP login.php. So this is the page you're supposed to remember. So far we have completed the up to step 5. Now we'll see from the step 6 and onwards. Now in the step 6 we will create the web pages. But before you create any web pages, you should have an idea about how your website should look like. So I'm going to show you the website which I've already created, and then I will show you how that page is created from the scratch. So this is the website. As you can see, I have 4 tabs are there, 4 pages in the main menu. This is the main menu. Welcome page is there. That is the landing page. About me, and one more tab is there, my life. And in that case, I have 2 sub pages. The first one is a skill and second one is a travel. And in the travel, again, I have a sub page, that is Karnataka. And the last page is education. Now, whenever I click on anything, it will go to that particular page. Now, in this case, my life page, I have created one submenu, customized submenu. In the submenu, we have skills, travel, and inside the travel, we have Karnataka. So I want to provide one menu inside this page so that the user can navigate from one page to other page, which comes under the same category. So as you can see here, this is a customized submenu or sidebar which I have created. I'm going to show you how to create a sidebar also. This is called as a sidebar, whereas the top one, these are called as the primary menu. So this is the page I want to create. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you have to remember the login page. That is your website name .000webhost.com/wp-login.php, and then you have to use your username and the password. Then click on login button. 1 second. Yes, I've already created the pages, so I'm just going to delete all the pages. So go to the pages, select all pages, and you will see that all the pages which you have created. By default, sample page and home page will be there. When you create the website for the first time, you can delete them also, and you can start from the scratch. So I'm just going to delete all the web page, all the pages that I've created. Go to trash. When you click on the trash, all the pages which you have created, everything is deleted. Now I don't have any pages left, so I'm going to start from the scratch. So go to pages and select add new. Here you're supposed to give the page title. Let's say I'll give about me. First I'll start with and whenever you're developing the web page, 3 things you should remember, which I've mentioned here in step 6. While creating the web page, you should check the paralink, the page attributes, and the page layout. This is the permanent link, which will define how your web page is accessed. For example, here my website name /home will be there. And if you want something else, in that case, you can change it here. Now the second one is page attribute, where it should be displayed. Now, because this is a main menu, so I am not mentioning anything here. And this is a about home page, so I don't want any sidebars on both the sides. I'm going to select the first one, which doesn't have any kind of sidebars. As you can see in the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, you will see that different designs are available. So depending upon your requirement, you have to select the design and then publish. Once it is published, you can view the page. Now, again, go back to the dashboard. Add new page. About me. Again, let's say I don't want to have any design part, so I'll simply select this one and select publish. Again, go to the dashboard. I want to create one more page, so I'll select add new. I'm going to give the name as my life. But this time I want to have a different layout. So I'm going to select this one, which will have one side menu bar on the left side, and then click publish. Every time you have to go to the dashboard to create the new page. Go to pages and select add new and then give the name. Now I'm going to create a web page with the name My Skills, and this one should come under My Life. So what I'll do is that in the parent page, I'm going to select My Life. And then I'm going to select the layout and then publish. I'm going to create one more page with the name Travel. And this one also should come inside the My Life. And the layout you have to select and then publish. So in this way, you can add as many pages as you want. Okay. And every time you are adding any pages, you should check for three things. First one is the permanent link. What will be used? Suppose if you want a customized one instead of travel, if you want travel -2, in that case you can mention it here. Suppose instead of travel, if you want some other names, travel 3, travel 4, or travel to Bangalore or something, whatever of your wish. So these things will come as a part of the URL. As you can see here in the URL, after .com, / is there, admin is there. So this URL string will come there. So you can decide which kind of a URL you want. And the page attributes will define where that page is coming, whether it is a independent page or it is a sub page. So it will create a hierarchy, and the page layout will decide what that page will look like. So this is about how to create the pages. Let's say you want to have a page inside a one sub page. In that case, first is that you have to create a page, and here in the page attribute, you have to select where that page should come. For example, I want to have this one inside the travel. So in that case, I have to select this one. And then I can select the attribute page layout and then publish. Now, as you can see that when I open the web page, I'm not seeing any page here. The menus are not there because I haven't created any menu. I've deleted all the pages which were existing previously. So I have to create the menu also. Now looking at this one, you will understand what is the page attribute is all about. As you can see, website name is there, and then My Life, the main tab, and inside that travel is there, and inside that India is there. So that hierarchy I'm trying to create here. I'll create one more. and I want this my state to be inside this travel. In the page layout, I have to select and then publish. Now, if you look at the URL, you will see that inside the My Life travel is there, and inside the travel, my state is there. So previously I created one page called as India, and here I'm creating one page called as my state. So both are coming below the or inside the travel. So that hierarchy will be maintained. Now, if you try to open this your website, you will see that you won't see any menus. Right? You can directly see the web page, but you won't see any menus here because menus have not been created yet. So next step is to create the menus. So step 6 up to step 6 is over. The next is to create the. Okay. Next step is to create menus and sidebar menus. For that, you have to go to appearance and then select menus. This page will appear. Here you have to create the menus. First is that you have to give the name. Let's say I'll give the name as primary menu, which will be the header. And I'll create it by clicking on the button create menu. Now the menu has been created. We have to add pages to this one. So I'll select view all and I'm going to select all the pages. And I'll click add menu and then save. Now, if you go to your website, you will see that all the pages have been added, but the hierarchy is not maintained. For example, this my skill travel should come under the my life, and India and my state should come under the travel. So that is not happening here because we have not set any hierarchy here. Suppose if you want to maintain a hierarchy or if you want to reorder the pages, in that case, this is the place where you're supposed to do all those things. For example, about me is there. I want the contact me button should be at the end. So I'll just drag and drop it here. And under my life, I want my skill. So I'll just drag and drop it here. So now if I save the button, so save the menu and go back to the website and refresh it, you will see that the contact button has moved to the end, and under the my life, I can see the my skills. So in the same way, I have to bring travel, India and my state under the my life. So that can be done here. So my travel should become under my life. India should come under the travel. So as you can see, I'm giving more space here. So while dragging and dropping, you have to be very careful and you have to see the where that indentation is coming. And once you're done with that one, you have to select save menu. Now, if you go to your website and refresh it, you will see that about me is there, my life is there, and my life 2 pages are there. In travel again 2 pages are there. So this is how you can actually rearrange the pages and you can decide where they should display. So this is about creating the pages and the menu. Now this is the main menu which will be at the top as the header. So that's why I've selected the header navigation. I've selected the header navigation here. Now the next is to create the sidebars. Now in order to create the sidebars, first is that we have to go to the sidebar, add new, give a name and mention where we want to display the sidebar. So in the appearance, go to the sidebars, add new, give a name, and which one you want to replace. We want to replace the left sidebar. And display where I want to display at a specific pages. So I'll click here, and here I have to specify the pages where I want to display. So the moment you type the first two letters, you will get the suggestions. Like I want this sidebar to be displayed on the My Life page, my skills, my stage, what else? Skill, travel, India, and my state. Travel and India. So these are the few pages where I want to display this particular sidebar. So once you decide where you want to specify display, then select publish. Now you have created the sidebar. The next is to make sure that that sidebar appears. For that, we have to follow the next step, that is step 9. That is, go to the widgets. In the appearance, go to the widgets. Select this. As you can see, the sidebar is already here, the one which we created. So click on this plus mark and search. And you can select browse. And here you can search for navigation menu. Click that one. And here you will see the select menu, which navigation bar you want to use it. So here you can select. Hold on a second. Okay, wait. I forgot one step. Okay. Once you create a sidebar, you have to add pages to that sidebar. So that can be done by creating one more menu for that sidebar. So I'm going to go back to the menus. And here, as you can see, one option is there, create new menu. So click here. Give a name. Sidebar menu I can give. And this one is a side navigation. So I'll create it. Once the menu is done, we have to add the pages. So in this sidebar, I want this my life, travel, my state, India, and my skill, all related to my life. I want to add it. So I'm just going to add it. Again, here I have to rearrange the hierarchy. So under I want the skill to be the first, second one should be travel, and my state should be under the travel, and India should be under the travel. And then select save menu. So this was we have created the menu. The next one is to go to the widgets. Here the sidebar which I've already created, which is it's already available here. So click on plus mark, and here you can search for, go to the browse all and search for navigation menu. Select. Now here in the navigation menu, you will see the option. All the menus which you have already created, those options will be available. So here I want this sidebar menu, so I'll select that one and then update it. Now you just go to your web page, refresh it, click on My Life. You will see that the customized sidebar is displayed here in your page. If you go to any of these pages, you will see that all things are appearing here. Because we have specified the specific pages where these sidebars should be come. Now here also you can just click on the button to go to that or navigate to that particular page. So this was about creating the menus, sidebar menus, and replacing the default sidebar menu with the customized sidebar menu. The next is to create the pages, the content, adding the pages. So that is the last step, the step 10. So go to the pages, all pages, and you decide which page you want to update. Let's say I want to update edit. Sorry, about me. So I'll go to open that page. Now first time when you open it, you will see the option here, edit with Elementor. So click on that one. Once you click on that edit with Elementor, the GUI component will be activated. And this is how it looks like. So this is where you're creating the pages. Now here, as you can see here, one plus mark is there. So when you click on that one, you will get the different structure for that particular page. Depending upon your requirement, you have to select the structure which is suitable for you. Let's say I want to select this one first. So select it. Now the box has been added. Now I want to add some content to that one. Now here, if you look at here, one matrix kind of a image is there. Just click on that one and then you will get the options. Now here, I just want, if I want to add the text, in that case, select this text editor, drag and drop it here. And whatever you want to add the content, you just type it here. Whatever you type it here, that will come here. Once you finish with the typing, click on update. And suppose if you want to add images now in that case, again, click on this matrix image. Again, you will get these things. And then you can decide, OK, this is the image. Just drag and drop it. So I don't have any images, so it will come as a empty. So here, clicking on the choose image, you will see that if you want to upload any new images, in that case, click on upload files and then select files. And in the using this menu, you can actually go back to any folder of your computer and select the images. And that will be added and then insert media. Now, whichever the image you want to add it, just click on that one and select insert media. So that image will be added. In the same way, you can add more structure. Suppose if I want the different structure, so just click on that plus mark and select the structure whichever you want. So select this one. Now in the first one, I want the text. So I'll select, go back to this button, drag and drop text editor, add some content, update it. In the second one, again, I want the image. So image is there, drag and drop, and then choose image, go back to some images and add it. And in the last one, again, go click on this rightmost corner button and edit the drag and drop edit text editor and some add content. And once you're done with the contents, select update. So this is how the contents are added. The same way, once you're done with that one, you just click here, exit to dashboard. In that case, you will come here and then you here you will go back to the dashboard and you can select the other pages. Select all pages and you will get the list of all the pages, and whichever page you want to edit, you just select and open it. And for the first time, you have to select edit with Elementor. Another way is that you open the web page while you're logged in. Go to the page where you want to update. And here, edit page option is there. Select that one. First time, edit page option will come. Once you select the page with the edit with Elementor, in that case, Elementor will be activated for that particular page. And from there onwards, whenever you open that particular page, you will get the option of edit with Elementor. Yeah. Okay. You'll see that it is already activated. So click on that, edit with Elementor. You will come back to this particular page, and then you can drag and drop. You can select the structures, and then inside the structure, you can add any of these things. Either you can add the text editor or image or video, whatever you want, depending upon your web page. So that's once you're done with the updating the website, don't forget to log out. And to log out, just go to the rightmost corner and you will see the option log out. Click on that one. And next time, if you want to log in, this is the page where you're supposed to log in. That is your website name along with that 000webhost.com/wp login.php.